Hi, it's Carol from bookreporter.com, and I'm here to share what you're going to see on the site on Friday, October 18th. A really interesting update this time because there are two authors I'm going to be talking to you about that actually have some history with the Book Report Network. So, first up, from John Grisham, we've got The Guardians. What's happening in this book is a young lawyer was shot dead in his office years ago. A black man has been charged with a crime and has gone to jail. But he's pledged that he was innocent all this time. And he's reached out to a group called the Guardians, who are going to come in to try to exonerate him, try to get his sentence reduced, try to get him set free. And at the same time, though, they're realizing that there's a reason that they do want this man to not be found not guilty or not be exonerated. And they're willing to go out and kill another lawyer, if that's what it means. Now, here's the fun history. I feel like John Grisham's kind of been our guardian through the years. Back when we first started the site in 1996, we were trying to figure out how to get ourselves on the map a little bit more, and we met with John's publisher in early 1997, and they were impressed with what they were doing. And they said, we'd love to come up with some way that we could work with you that would be something that would help get you, bigger and on the map, exactly what we were looking for. And what they offered us was the first ever online interview with John Grisham, as well as the first ever online excerpt. So we've always had a warm place in our hearts for John Grisham because he was one of the people who helped us get on the map. Next, we have Olive again from Elizabeth Strout. Now, I want you to guess who Olive is. Yes, it's Olive Kitteridge. She's back with her famous character, her iconic character, and we're picking up where the last story left off, and let's see what's happening with Olive again. I think this will be really fun reading for anyone who enjoyed Olive Kitteridge, and I know there are a lot of you. And I also really enjoyed the show that was on HBO, which was the adaptation. Marley. We're not talking about the dog here. We're not talking Marley and me. We're talking, yes, the Christmas Carol. Marley from the Christmas Carol. So, let's just do this. Marley was dead to begin with, Charles Dickens tells us at the start of A Christmas Carol. But in John Clinch's ingenious novel, Jacob Marley, business partner to Ebenezer Scrooge, is very much alive, a cunning boy who grows up to be a forger, a scoundrel, and the man who will be both the making and undoing of Scrooge. So, sounds like fun and to get you in the holiday mood. Now here is another author, Tim O'Brien, who had a long history with the Book Report. When we first started the site, one of the books that we were thinking about was The Things They Carried, which was by Tim O'Brien. And we realized that that had been a seminal book and a kind of book that you would want to be able to discuss and reach out and be talking about. And it's a book that endured and had major conversations. In fact, on Reading Group Guides, it's one of the most searched guides every single month on the site. So Tim O'Brien has always been a very, very special author to us because what we felt was his storytelling and being able to know more about the background of his book was what we were trying to do when we started Book Reporter. We were trying to get books that were, you wanted to get a little bit more behind the story and be able to talk about them, especially with a book like that, which had such strong messaging in it. So I'm really excited to see that he's got a new book out right now. It's called The Dad's Maybe Book. And what it is when his children were growing up, see if I can just read this. He was trying to come up with, he was already an older father in 2003. National Book Award winning novelist Tim O'Brien resolved to give his young sons what he wished his father had given him. A few scraps of paper signed Love Dad, maybe a word of advice, maybe a sentence or two about some long ago Christmas, maybe some scattered glimpses of their rapidly aging father, a man they may never know. So for the next 15 years, he talked to his sons on paper as if they were adults, imagining what they might want to hear when their father, who was no longer among the living. So here we've got this, and it's kind of fun that both John Grisham and Tim O'Brien are both in this update because they both were there way back in the beginning of bookreporter.com. We've also got John Connolly'S new thriller, A Book of Bones. John always writes a really tight, well-done thriller, and this one's no exception. Now, Augusten Burroughs. Toil and Trouble. Why would I think of Augusten? I could just picture him saying those words, toil and trouble, and trying to figure out what he's going to scheme and do. So what we have here is, here's a partial list of things I don't believe in. God, the devil, hereafter, hell, Bigfoot, ancient aliens, past lives, blah, blah, blah. The thing is, I wouldn't believe in them, and I wouldn't privately ridicule any idiot who did, except for one thing, I am a witch. So here we've got the latest Toil and Trouble from Augusten Burroughs, and you know you're in for some kind of a ride with him. As for my week, and something special that happened. I had a really special invitation in someplace I went on Tuesday night, and I can't wait to tell you about it. It's a person I've long admired, and really looking forward to sharing the tale of that with you in Friday's newsletter. Look forward to seeing you then.